welcome to Movie Review 30 MonsterVerse Edition. And
it's MonsterVerse-A-Thon.
MonsterVerse-A-Thon, sorry.
I mean, you did that last time when we reviewed the 2014 film, by the way.
Man, time really does pass, doesn't it? And it was a long time, and this video was a long time coming, so,
Yeah, but years ago he did a list of which
franchises I wanted to see, and I did promise that this was a list for another day, and today is that day.
And finally, and also there's not a lot of King Kong monsters, by the way, but a lot of Godzilla characters.
King Kong monsters will be a list for another day. But in the meantime, let's begin.
And this is the top 15 Godzilla monsters we will love to see in the MonsterVerse. So, you ready?
Ready.
And let's bring out the Beast! Okay, here we go. Number 15, Space Godzilla.
Space Godzilla is basically an evil duplicate of Godzilla, but as mentioned, from space.
Yeah.
Oh.
And we'll be curious of how they would use this character, but
the reason why it's so low on the list is because it's nothing to write home about. We love this character, but I don't think the Heisei did him justice as a villain. But we'll see. We'll see where it goes down the line.
Well, I think Space Godzilla is an underrated villain.
Oh, me too. I think it could have been better. IDW did do a good job. So
I heard Matt Frank's writing a story about Space Godzilla.
I'd love to see that and probably review for Pandemic if it's
But it's IDW.
Okay then, official blues it will be then.
So anyway, moving on to number 14, Morgira.
Morgira is originally started as an alien robot in the Mysterians,
and then was revamped in the Heisei era as one of the G-Force's mech weapons after Mechagodzilla got destroyed. And I think Morgira could work. I mean, he could probably be Monarch's weapon.
Yeah, I can see that happening. That'd be freaking cool.
I mean, after Apex was, hopefully Apex is shut down after their Mechagodzilla incident.
I don't think they're gonna survive that.
Yeah. So again, just like Space Godzilla, we don't know how they'll bring Morgira, but it'll be fun to let him into MonsterVerse.
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah. Number 13, Biollante.
Biollante, like Space Godzilla, is a clone, but in different circumstances. She was made via plants.
Yeah, and there's 3 DNAs of Biollante from the Heisei era. Was someone's daughter, a plant, a rose, and Godzilla's DNA, and merged into one being.
Pretty much.
And I mean, Biollante has like two different forms: a giant rose, and then
Audrey too.
Yeah, and with a crocodile-like mouth. I mean,
yep.
And could sort of spit acid.
That too.
And
the fun fact, in Godzilla vs. Biollante, there was a stop-motion scene that was cut.
Oh, yeah, I remember I saw that on YouTube years ago.
My God, how time really does fly.
Yeah, and we would love to see how MonsterVerse will deal with this character. I mean, hopefully if they'll ever get the chance.
Okay. We'll just have to wait and see.
Alright, 12, Titanosaurus.
Titanosaurus made his first debut in Terror of Mechagodzilla, basically as an ancient prehistoric beast that was discovered under the water, which resulted in Professor Malfune's reputation being tarnished and his career being destroyed.
Yeah, and with his tragedy with his daughter, Kazura. Oh, and also I may watch Terror of Mechagodzilla again, but this time completely uncut.
You'll never see Terror of Mechagodzilla the same way again, but that's beside the point.
So
anyway, back to Titanosaurus. I think it would be I think if they were to adapt the MonsterVerse Titanosaurus, I kind of would love to see a kaiju Spinosaurus.
You know, I was thinking the exact same thing.
Oh yeah.
Like, and maybe a little bit of theropod could still have a humanoid appearance while having a Spinosaurus like head.
Yeah, I can see that.
And he could still swim and use his tail fin on, like in the movie.
That'd be cool.
And I mean, will he be like friend or foe? But
we'll just have to find out and see.
So yeah, next up is 11, Mechaguirus.
Mechaguirus is a multi-dimensional monster from Godzilla vs. Mechaguirus. And a pretty underrated villain in my opinion.
Yeah, me too. And I think Mechaguirus could work. Like, maybe she could probably debut maybe in a Rodan solo movie, or
I think that could work.
I mean, it would make sense because the Mechanulus first debuted it in Rodan before Godzilla.
Yep, and not to mention, Meganulon did make an appearance in Godzilla vs. Mechaguirus.
That's what I just said.
Oh, sorry.
And yeah, Mechaguirus could be like an ancient monster, like was an ancient rival to Rodan's race.
That could work.
And maybe Rodan's species, Mechaguirus' species were at war, and then history would repeat itself when there's the last of their kind.
Yeah.
I mean, that could work, right?
Oh yeah.
So, on to the next one. 10, Batra.
Batra is basically the yang to Mothra's yin.
Also, sorry about the background because
Don't worry, we're filming this with company, but that's beside the point.
yeah, and how could Batra work in this?
I think it could probably be a villain in the Mothra movie.
But okay, and how in the Mothra movie?
I don't know, probably
Maybe a little bigger than Mothra.
Oh yeah, totally.
Just like with the Ghidorah in the King of the Monsters. It's like you told me before. Tall villains make imposing villains.
Only if they're written right.
That's I mean, we loved Batra in the Heisei era, but I would like to see more of this character in future installments.
I think a lot of fans would share in that sentiment.
Heck, he had made his return in the IDW comics, and he had his own twin fairies. Well, sort of.
They're really tall.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, I would think have Batra as an evil bastard. Mm-hmm. Would you like that?
I can see that.
So anything else to say about Batra?
Eh.
Okay.
Although I would like to see the larvae form be a bit more nightmarish.
Okay, so moving on, number 9, Megalon.
Megalon, Dean, I'll think I'll... Oh.
Well, Megalon first appeared in Godzilla vs. Megalon as in that movie. He was awakened by these beings who live underground and who hates us at making loud noises, so they sent Megalon to kill us all. I was like, well, you could just tell us to stop, and now you just said a monster to kill us.
Oh, I don't know, I guess it's like Marvin the Martian. He'll just blow up the Earth because it blocks his view of Venus.
And with Megalon, I think if he's part of the MonsterVerse, make him super bulky. Like a Hulk-like kaiju.
That'd be cool.
And he'd be a bit of a challenge for Godzilla, or maybe even Jet Jaguar. Oh, but speaking of Jet Jaguar, which we'll get to in a bit.
Oh yeah.
And like he could shoot fireballs out of his mouth like in his original debut. And he could was a faithful servant to probably Ghidorah.
Yeah.
I mean, would you like to see Megalon? Like a very more badass Megalon.
They make him look like a muscle-bound Zagok. Hell yes, I do.
I mean, if you saw Matt Frank's art of Megalon, like the Neo.
Oh yeah, I would pay to see that.
I mean, hopefully you're seeing the image of that right now next to the original design. Okay, anyway. Okay, number 8, Hedorah, aka the Smog Monster.
Hedorah is the black sheep of the kaiju community, but still well loved nonetheless.
Yeah, from one of my underrated Godzilla films, Godzilla vs. Hedorah, or Godzilla vs. Smog Monster, or however you want to call it. But because with Hedorah is an alien that came from outer space, well, obviously, and you might not want to touch him because
He'll just die.
he's pretty much a walking poison. I mean, when I showed him that movie, when he was flying above the humans, they all turned to rotten corpses, and he's like, G-rated movie, kids!
You know, for kids!
Yeah, Godzilla vs. Hedorah was geared towards children.
Okay, I'm done.
So maybe in the MonsterVerse he could still be an alien, or be science gone right into a giant mutated abomination.
Or maybe both.
Yeah, pretty much both.
It worked in the fan film Battle Royale.
Oh yeah, and what else would you like any weapons of Hedorah to use?
Those slug things from the fan film, laser eyes.
Yeah, he could probably like multiply. I mean, the first time I knew about Hedorah was from one of the Godzilla children's books, along with Gigan.
Which one?
It was called Godzilla vs. Gigan and the Smog Monster.
I forgot that was the thing. Well,
Yeah.
there's something new every day.
Yeah, and also, so yeah, that's Hedorah. Moving on to the next monster from the Millennium Era. Number 7, Orga.
Ooh. Orga was basically a wild card when it came to his origin. He originated from the movie Godzilla 2000 or Godzilla 2000 Millennium in Japan as a mysterious alien being that woke up after 65 million years, only for Godzilla to destroy it the very next day. And I quoted the whole movie, well, that whole scene in English dub. This is what happens when you're raised on Godzilla movies.
Yeah, and one of the dubs, one of the funniest dub lines is, Great Caesar's Ghost! I'm sure there was a reference to something else, but any Godzilla fans could probably tell us what it was in the comments, please.
Or probably King Caesar.
Yeah. So yeah, it'd be nice to see Orga in the MonsterVerse, like he was in an ancient slumber, like Monarch discovered this strange spaceship.
Yep.
Which actually has an alien inside, and then uses Godzilla's DNA and would morph into Orga. And yeah, just like Megalon, Orga was probably a faithful servant to Ghidorah.
That'd be cool.
I mean, once he hears Ghidorah's demise,
He's not happy.
and is out for revenge.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
and yeah, he could probably shoot energy beam from his shoulder,
shoulder thingy.
like from the movie and the games. And
Oh, not to mention, that design is freaking sweet.
yes, and make him, and maybe the monster make him a little taller.
Yeah, I'd pay to see that.
And he could like open his mouth wide, just like in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, when I first saw the way he opened his mouth wide, that actually horrified me as a kid.
Damn, now I want to see that movie again.
Yeah, heck, I have several copies of it, 2 on VHS and 1 on Blu-ray.
I had one on DVD back in 2010. It was a Christmas gift from this guy, but when we were in high school together.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, again, just like any other villains, Orga only appeared in 1 movie. And it would be nice to see him again.
I think he made an appearance in the...
Oh, the anime trilogy.
Oh.
Yeah, we don't talk...
I had to bring that up.
No, it's fine, it's fine.
Alright.
Now, speaking of Gigan earlier, number 6, stay with me, Gigan.
Oh, well, everyone loves that giant bladed machine.
who has like the head of a chicken-ish.
Yep.
What could it be said about Gigan that hasn't been said already?
He started out in the Showa era, and I think he made his first debut in Godzilla vs. Gigan, or Godzilla vs. the Cosmic Monster, and also made an appearance in the show Zone Fighter.
And he was also a partner with Megalon.
Yep.
And yeah, I would like for Gigan to be a complete badass monster in the MonsterVerse. And what was it you said that what would you like for him to be in?
A bounty hunter. Fights for neither good or evil. Just fights for whatever side has the most moolah.
And like he could be the most highly intelligent being. I mean, you could combine his Showa and Millennium design into one, and yeah, I would like to see a fan art of that.
Me too.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Gigan is actually one of my favorite monster villains. Like, he's up there with King Ghidorah. I mean, heck, because I believe in my theory in the Showa era that Gigan was very faithful to Ghidorah.
Yep.
And I would love to see what they would do with him in the MonsterVerse. What was his relationship with King Ghidorah and the other alien titans? What's your theory?
I don't know. It would mostly be... My theory would mostly result in the fan fiction territory, so I'm not sure if people want to hear it.
That's fine, but... I mean, Legendary, Adam Wingard or any other filmmakers, if you're watching this, please give us Gigan. I mean, heck, I heard Michael Doherty would love to see Gigan and Biollante in the MonsterVerse. I mean, I'm sure he's not wrong there.
Oh, I'm sure he isn't.
So yeah, that's enough about Gigan. Number 5 is a tie. No, not an actual tie. This one's a tie between two monsters who get a bit of a bad rap in the Toho films, are Varan
and Baragon.
And yeah, and you're wondering, why are these two higher on the list and why is this a tie?
Well, the movies really don't do them a lot of justice.
I mean, except for the solo appearances where Varan first appeared in his own movie and Baragon first appeared in Frankenstein Conquers the World. And then when they appear in Godzilla movies...
They were more cameos, and that's a real shame because, one, I think the games and the comics really do them more justice.
But wait, Baragon was in GMK.
Yeah, as cannon fodder.
And with Varan in Destroy All Monsters, he's just
there.
And Baragon in Destroy All Monsters.
Yeah, he was just there too. I love these guys to death.
And
I really do.
And I feel they deserve another chance in the MonsterVerse. I mean, heck, Varan was supposed to be in the GMK along with Anguirus, but they got replaced by Mothra and Ghidorah. But only Baragon made it in, but again, it's like you said.
Yeah, I never understand why. I mean, those monsters made a bit more sense. They're more earthly.
Yeah.
And Ghidorah has a reputation to be a known villain. I have nothing against GMK, but still, I think the original draft made more sense.
Yeah, I mean, you feel like Varan and Baragon have so much potential. Give these two poor monsters a chance.
Yeah, and it would have made more sense. I mean, they're monsters of Earth.
And heck, we could have them be good monsters of Earth.
Yeah, not to mention, did you even see that GMK design of Anguirus? It's fantastic!
And we'll begin to Anguirus in a bit, but again, poor Anguirus. I meant poor Baragon and poor Varan.
Yeah, I think James Rolfe said it best.
What?
No one gives a shit about Baragon.
Take that back.
Except for us and IDW.
Yeah. And heck, IDW did a good job. I mean, there was one comic issue where Varan was fighting Rodan. And heck, in IDW, Baragon was actually attacking France. But in Destroy All Monsters, he got replaced by Gorosaurus. And also you expect to see Gorosaurus on the list. Well, we love Gorosaurus, but we're not sure how he would fit, so I'm sorry guys.
Yeah, given he made a first appearance in a King Kong movie, technically.
Yeah. I mean, again, we love Gorosaurus, but...
we don't even know where he's sort of a wild card.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be a little too easy if... Yeah, I mean, I thought... So, again, Varan and Baragon. Please MonsterVerse, give these two a chance.
And make them shine.
And no bullshit cameo, please.
Alright.
And why no bullshit cameo?
Because we want to see them at their full potential. We want to see them kick ass.
And okay, oh no, oh, and speaking of Jet Jaguar, number 4.
Jet
Jaguar.
Jet Jaguar. Jet Jaguar.
Okay, most of you knew this was coming.
I mean, he is silly in a good way. So if you're gonna make a comedic adaptation of the MonsterVerse, I think he would have been a perfect opportunity.
But also make him a very brave robotic warrior. Like have him be very sentient. Like maybe he could be built by Monarch. Like maybe a scientist who was pretty much a huge anime fan and wanted him.
And basically, he's like the nerdy type, and they laughed off his idea of a giant robot that can grow and shrink to size. And I'd pay to see that. Basically, it's somewhat like a Pinocchio, but minus all the Pinocchio stuff. But that's beside the point.
Yeah, maybe sort of a Pinocchio take on Jet Jaguar, but still make a very heroic robot. I mean, he could be the robotic version of Ultraman, and be a faithful ally to Godzilla, Kong, Mothra, Rodan, and several others.
I would probably love to see like the Titans' reactions, like, "What the hell's that thing?"
And
They're not like angry, they're like, "Huh?"
And unlike Mechagodzilla, who in the MonsterVerse, he was pretty much.
Yeah, he's basically, spoiler alert, he's basically Ghidorah.
But with Jet Jaguar,
he's like none of those things, so it's more like, eh?
yeah, I mean, yeah, he can still kick ass and still make those strange sounds like in the movie Godzilla vs. Megalon. And please have him do this.
Oh yeah.
I mean, just like in the movie. And I mean, if there was a scene where Jet Jaguar's getting his ass kicked by one of the Titan villains, the other monsters would come in to save the day.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you know, and one thing, Jack made a joke like, what if Bryan Cranston played Jet Jaguar? Well, we're not so sure about that, Jack.
I don't know.
I mean, I would prefer him as the more fun, badass type of Jet Jaguar. Like, have fun with Jet Jaguar. I mean,
Yeah.
oh my god, we're talking about Jet Jaguar a lot.
He must be that well loved.
And probably the bigger star in Godzilla vs. Megalon.
Yeah.
I mean, you consider him to be the hero of the movie. And does that make Godzilla secondary?
Unfortunately, yes.
Okay, so enough about Jet Jaguar. Woo! And now on to the next popular kaiju. Like, unlike Baron and Baragon, he still gets stuff done. And number 3, and he first appeared in the second installment. In Anguirus. Oh, come on.
I mean, I've seen a lot of fans actually adore this character.
And for good reasons. Heck, I saw a fan animated video of Anguirus where he just on vacation. I should show that to you later after this.
I'd like that.
And come on, what do you want us to say of how they should put Anguirus in this? Well,
Like him?
like make him a royal ally to Godzilla.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, in the Showa era, he first started out as a villain in Raise Again, but then later on, he's an ally. Gesundheit.
Thank you. Yep.
And I hope he does that move, like in Final Wars, where he
turns into a ball.
Yeah, I still thought that was badass.
I want to see one of the comics where he's basically used as like a weapon. It's like a bat.
They see me rolling, the hating. Okay, I'm gonna get super Linkara, but and maybe give a little ice elements to Anguirus.
Yeah.
But who knows? I mean, or maybe Earth. I mean, again, that's for the writers to decide.
Yeah.
And I mean, I would like for his design to be very faithful, but also like an Ankylosaurus. Like, I mean, that's what was the point was in the Toho films, right?
Yep. I mean, I think Ultima was the best design for him, followed by Millennium.
Oh yeah, And why do you like the singular point design of Anguirus?
Mostly of the way he's designed. He looks so prehistoric. It's just like a perfect combination of an Anguirus and an Ankylosaurus. Just perfect balance.
Yes, even though he was the size of a dinosaur, but I prefer him as a kaiju size level.
Same here.
I mean, at least they got the design right.
Oh yeah.
You know, one thing I should make you watch Singular Point one day.
I love that.
And one thing, it's better than the Polygon trilogy any day.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that's enough about Anguirus. I mean, hashtag love Anguirus. And now, number 2. The devil that was born from the Oxygen Destroyer.
Say it with me. Destroyer!
Again, you knew this was coming, right?
Oh yeah.
And come on, why do we want to see the Destroyer?
He literally looks like evil incarnate.
And they should probably stick to his original origin story, like in the Heisei era. Like, heck, the Oxygen Destroyer actually appeared in King of the Monsters, so maybe our theory is once the Oxygen was used, it sadly kind of backfired and caused to kill fish, but didn't work on Ghidorah, but almost killed Godzilla.
Yep.
So, our theory is that
It evolved rather quickly and became a thing we know and love.
yeah, the devil. And or maybe in the MonsterVerse it was taking its time and then finally...
Finally made his move.
And yeah, you know, most fans thought he was going to be the villain in Godzilla vs. Kong, but instead we had Mechagodzilla, which I think made a bit more sense.
Yeah.
Because some fans feel like it would have been a bit rushed, but thankfully he's not in it. But I think having him appear later and so on would make more sense. I mean, what do you think?
Same here.
And heck, I loved the Destroyer when he debuted in Godzilla vs. the Destroyer. And Godzilla all burning.
Oh yeah, that was the most That was a pretty climactic film.
I mean, the Destroyer is pretty much the doomsday of a Godzilla villain. Except actually has personality than rather being a clone of Zod or Luth.
Yeah, even though in the comics he was from prehistoric Krypton.
Which actually makes more sense.
Yep.
And what else? Yeah, I would want his design to be just like in the original, and actually be very messy and actually a huge challenge for Godzilla and Kong.
Oh yeah.
I mean, how would Kong fight off the Destroyer?
I don't know, but I think it would be a really difficult match. I'd probably pay to see like a sword fight between Kong and Destroyer.
Yeah, well, Godzilla using his atomic breath.
Oh yeah.
And maybe Gyro try and join in the fight.
Oh.
Oh yeah, that's enough about the Destroyer. I mean, we still want to see that monster on the big screen.
Oh yeah.
And we only got 4 minutes to go, so... Now... We almost had the Destroyer as number 1, but who is number 1? Okay, number 1... Bagon.
Bagon could basically be the Thanos. The Thanos of the MonsterVerse. I mean, let's think about it. In one origin, he was basically forged from Godzilla and King Ghidorah cells.
Wait, really? In the canceled projects?
No, in the Super Godzilla video game.
Oh!
In the original cut, he was supposed to face Mothra, and that was supposed to be Godzilla, but neither of those came to pass, and that's a real shame.
And you know, yeah, it is. I mean, this monster has so much potential to hopefully be picked up by the MonsterVerse.
Oh yeah, I'd love to see it be like the dark side of this.
I mean, again, the Destroyer would be sort of like Steppenwolf / Doomsday.
Yep.
Bagon would be our dark side in Thanos.
Oh yeah.
So a bigger challenge than the Destroyer.
Yep.
You know, heck, maybe both of them could be the main villains. Like,
I could see that.
like that could work. And a mutated monster joining forces with an alien godlike being.
Oh yeah.
And heck, maybe it gets to be like Endgame where all the monsters come together to face off both Bagon and the Destroyer.
Oh.
Oh my god. I believe if Jack's watching this, he would...
I think he had creativity overload.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, yes, Bagon can work. I mean, I only played bits of Super Godzilla. I never reached to Bagon because I heard he's a very challenging boss.
Oh yeah, no, and not to mention you're gonna need Super Godzilla for that.
Well, gee, I couldn't tell. And maybe if he's picked up in the movies, he'd be a challenge. But imagine if IDW picked up Bagon.
Oh.
You know, I hope there would be a sequel series to Rules of Earth.
I don't know what with IDW now having the license again. That may be possible. Well, only one way to find out.
Yeah, so yeah, Toho, MonsterVerse, please give Bagon a try. I mean, this character has so much potential.
Oh yeah.
So, anything else to say back, Bagon?
Bagon, so an antagonist with so much potential.
And the kaiju version of Thanos.
Well,
And a god. Huh. Well, I don't think we're going to have any intermission because I think we've gone on for about 30 minutes. I added a few extra minutes.
so yeah, be sure to join us sometime. When are we doing these again?
Not for a while again.
Oh, again, not for a while.
Because, again, taking a break because Brock's a bit busy with all the pandemic projects and my pilot.
And so that
And we're putting the MonsterVerse on hiatus yet again. Because we did this because we had a teaser trailer for Godzilla X Kong The New Empire with a new villain approaching.
Yep.
And a teaser for the anime on Netflix, Skull Island. And we also look forward to the Apple TV Plus series featuring Godzilla and other monsters. And yeah, I believe that is a wrap. So,
with that being said, this is Brock and Geddes
and Dean
of Lightpost Films signing off, and have a good rest of your day.
take care, everyone, and as always, long live the
The
kings.